Hi, I'm Tech Bob. Welcome to eTech Facebook Live Fridays. Today, we're going to be reviewing our recommended install process for tempered glass. This helps to create a worry-free tempered glass installation, as well as make it as quick as possible. I'm going to cover two main topics before actually showing the installation process. The first one are the tools and supplies that we recommend having just to help with the installation process. And the second is going to be conditions to watch out for, which can cause issues with the installation. So the items I have over here are pretty straightforward. They should be things you already have lying around the repair shop, but I'm going to cover them anyways just to be safe. The first is a good microfiber, one that has minimal fibers that come off of it. This is great to clean off smudges, fingerprints, or any type of dirt or debris. A good screen cleaning solution is also recommended. We use the Whoosh Screen Shine specifically. This is the 16.9 fluid ounce container. It's the larger size that we recommend for a repair shop because this lasts a lot longer. But we do sell the smaller ones if you do need a mobile size. There are different options available on our website. The next thing I have, this can kind of be interchanged between three things. It's canned air, a compressor, or Scotch tape. Basically, these are to get that final dust cleaning out of the way. The canned air is a quick solution, but if you don't have this, Scotch tape works just as good as well. Scotch tape in particular, you want to use the magic tape kind. It's the one that's translucent, so you can't see all the way through it. I'll show it on this camera over here. So this one that's not completely clear. This stuff is great for not only cleaning the digitizer or the outer glass of your screen, but say you're doing an iPad, it's great for cleaning the LCD on the inside before you seal the iPad up. So these are all the tool items I would recommend having. Additionally, this one's more of a condition or a better thing to have, and that's good lighting. So I have pretty good lighting right here, but I also have a little LED lamp right here on the side. I'm going to turn this on when I start the installation process. This is great for being able to see those fine dust particles on the screen. If you don't have good lighting, oftentimes what that'll lead to is missing them, and you'll end up laying the glass down and getting air bubbles in there. So with that being said, transitioning over to the conditions that can cause issues with the install. The first one is damage to the device. So whether your screen is cracked or the device is bent, those two things lead to causing gaps between the tempered glass and the screen when you lay it down. So you'll end up with either air pockets or you'll end up with the edges not sticking right on the device. Good way we recommend to avoid this, if you look straight down the edge of the device, close one eye, you just want to make sure that you don't see a curve one way or another, and also check the corners, because if the tempered glass gets to the corner and the frame is bent upwards or downwards, it'll cause it not to lay flat and you'll get that air bubble. The second condition that can cause an issue is just a dirty screen. So that's where cleaning it is very important. The first one I would say is a bigger issue if the device does have damage. But the second one, there's a remedy to it. You basically just have to clean the device. So look out for those two things, and if you address both of those conditions, you should never have an issue with the install of the tempered glass. So with that being said, we're going to switch over to our next scene here. I'm going to specifically show how to install the tempered glass on an iPad and an iPhone, just so we have one of each device type. I'm going to start off with the iPad, so I'm going to move everything over. Specifically, I have an iPad 5 here today. I'm going to turn my lamp on. You can see that additional light coming from the side. And this lamp, just for reference, I believe it's around the $30 price point, and this is something you can find on like Amazon. It's nothing special. It's, I believe, sold as a reading lamp, and it has different lighting modes. We typically use the brighter one, that's the reading option, and then turn the brightness up to the top. So this iPad right here, I'm going to try to show it as best possible, but it's got fingerprints all over it. First step is going to be to clean as much as possible. I'm going to take my screen cleaner and microfiber. It's recommended to actually spray the microfiber instead of the device directly, just so you don't get liquid anywhere you don't want to. These screen cleaners are typically safe for the device because they have water in the formula, so it won't cause any issues, but just best practice to put it on the microfiber itself. Wipe that clean. It does help if you get to a dry side of the cloth after you've applied the screen cleaner, just so it'll start removing any of that liquid that's on there. You can see already, try to get it closer to the camera, it's a lot cleaner than it was originally. That's the first step in making sure our glass is going to adhere well. And again, just make some passes, take a look at it under the light, make sure you don't see any smudges left. And then at this point, we're going to move on to the next step. I also don't recommend talking heavily while you're installing a tempered glass. I have to do that today because I'm talking to you all, but when you do that, little spit bubbles or spit can go on the screen, and then you'll end up with an issue with the install. So avoid talking if possible. Now I'm going to switch over to my dust cleaning option. So the Scotch tape, just take a piece off about that long, maybe a couple inches, kind of make a little loop like that, and you just go over the screen and get any dust that you see on there. And again, this is great for small dust particles or even the larger ones. And everyone should have some Scotch tape lying around. And then, as I mentioned, as a backup option, you can use canned air to just do a final cleaning. What I'm going to do now is take my tempered glass out. The specific SKU I'm using today is 550-5522. This is our bulk packet tempered glass. It's a 10-pack, and it's compatible with the Air 2, the iPad 5, the 6, and the Pro 9.7. So basically, it's the iPads that are that 9.7 size. Take it out of its package. And as far as what you have here, it's pretty simple. You have the tempered glass and you have the protective film that has the adhesive layer on it. So what I'm going to do is a final cleaning. So with my air. Now, as far as laying this down, 2 tips I can give here. You want to make sure you grab it only from the edges. If you peel off the plastic and grab the underside, you're touching that adhesive, and our fingers naturally have oils on them, which will affect that adhesive. So you don't want to touch the underside at all. The other thing is alignment. The best way to align it is to align the top edge and the home button. That's going to ensure that your vertical and horizontal alignment are where they need to be, so you don't have an overlap or any issues with the home button. So I'm going to do, again, one more dust cleaning. I'm going to peel off that bottom layer. I'm going to take my tempered glass, going to lay it down, get my home button side good. I'm not laying the whole thing down until I'm happy with my side-to-side alignment. The home button will really give you a guide for that. I'm going to let it drop, and you take one finger and run it up the center. What this does is create an adhesion in the center, and all the air gets pushed out to the sides. When you do that, the possibility for air pockets is very, very low. And if you do have any, they're going to be on the edges, so they're very easy to get out, which I had a couple here on the left-hand side. Clean that. And there we go. That's the install on the iPad. Things to look for here are adhesion on the edges. If you do have a bent frame, that's where you're going to see the issue. You're going to have little micro bubbles on the side. You can try to push it down. Sometimes you'll get lucky and the frame bend isn't enough to cause an issue, but other times you'll have it to where it'll just keep popping up on you. But that's the tempered glass install on the iPad. Very straightforward. I'm going to switch over to the iPhone and show it's the same process. Before I install it on this iPhone 7, I'm going to show an example of what can cause an issue during the install. See if I'm going to rotate this around a little bit, see if those scratches show up. Here and here specifically, where these 2 fingers are, we have some pretty deep level 8 and 9 scratches. That would cause an issue with the tempered glass install. So I'm not going to install it on this one today. I'm going to install it on this phone over here that does not have scratches present. So I'm going to grab the other tempered glass pack. Was a bulk pack. This is actually an individual one. These individual ones are cool if you're just doing one-off devices. If you're installing multiple of these, I would recommend going the bulk way because you do get a better cost savings there. And the only additional thing that these come with is the tools to install it. But if you have the items I mentioned already, you don't need this little pack right here. But if you're doing one-off installs, that's everything you need in there, which I'll open it just so you can see what's in here. You have some little wipes to clean the fingerprints off of it. You have the dry wipe to dry off the little alcohol that's in that wipe, smaller microfiber, and then these dust stickers, which are the same exact thing as the Scotch tape. We've had some people request these dust stickers in particular. We don't have them, and the main reason for that is Scotch tape does the job at a fraction of the cost. So you can just use that versus these right here. But same exact process as the iPad. I'm going to use my screen cleaner, clean my screen first, do the heavy screen cleaning, which is the liquid. And then I'm going to get my Scotch tape. And you might have to hold the device down this one because it is smaller. It'll have the tendency to lift up on you. And then same condition as the iPad tempered glass. You have the top side and the bottom side. The bottom side has the protective film. So you're going to peel that off and you're going to lay it down. Clean off a little bit more that I see here. And with tempered glass, just like with any repair, with practice, you'll get faster and it will get easier. On average, a tempered glass install, I would say, should take under a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes at the longest time. But when you're doing these back to back to back, you should be able to knock them out in, I would say, under 2 minutes. All right, so we got a couple more things. And that's where this light's really helping me out. I can see literally everything that's still on that screen. Just get the last of it. I'll hit it with some air. Same thing, I'm going to line my top end up with my earpiece speaker hole, the bottom end with my home button. Let it drop down. When I'm happy with the alignment, run a finger up the center again. And then if you do have any air bubbles, I have one right here. Just rub it out towards the edge. And you can actually take your microfiber and do two things at the same time. Clean it as you apply pressure around the edges and anywhere you see that air bubble. And then, so again, very straightforward process for both of these. Tempered glass is a great accessory to be offering if you're not doing that already. It's pretty low cost, and you can add it on with any screen replacement you do as a bundle repair, which just increases your average order value for your customer. Now, an additional thing that we're doing through 12/6 to help out with tempered glass is we're offering 20% off our tempered glass line. So anything that's a tempered glass on our website, you can find that under accessories and then tempered glass. We have them for all the iPhones and the Samsung products, Samsung phones. You can get them from there, and you don't have to do anything with the coupon code. You just add it to your cart, and the discount will be applied automatically. But that's all we had for today's stream. If you liked today's stream, we definitely like to know. And if you have any topic suggestions for next time, let us know. But if there's nothing else, I don't think there were any comments. Let me check real quick while we're on. See. Nope. Thanks, Brett, for putting the coupon code in there. Not coupon code, but the offer. He put it in the comments. I don't see anything else, so we're going to end it there. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see everyone next week. Have a great weekend.